vegetarians do not have favorable ground for microbial proliferation. They follow the cycle of their life without weakness and find this life wonderful to their last day. Venerable Dr. Serge Reynaud de la Ferrière, vegetarian.
With profound, humble gratitude and love to all venerated enlightened masters, we bow to the Almighty in soulful gratefulness for gifting us with their holy, blessed presence. May all beings be awakened by their divine grace. Etc.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/bmd.
I nostri programmi sono offerti in molte lingue. Consultate suprememastertv.com/schedule e suprememastertv.com/bmd.
Also, be sure to follow us on our socials: YouTube, Facebook, Getter, Instagram, LinkedIn, Nico, Pinterest, Reddit, Substack, Telegram, Threads, TikTok, Truth Social, Tumblr, VK and X, previously known as Twitter, in multiple languages by searching Supreme Master TV.
The most powerful daily prayer for any time and before meditation, which is the order from God, and Supreme Master Ching Hai shares with us by His blessed grace.
We humbly worship, praise, thank, obey and love God Almighty, the Most High, the greatest, for world vegan, world peace, and our soul liberation. We thank, love, praise the only Son of God, who is the ultimate Master for our salvation. We follow the teaching of all the saints and sages. We thank, love, and praise them, who are the representatives of God for our spiritual elevation.
當歡喜你所得加入愛到熱情友好嘅觀眾，愛係小講，因為本人快樂嘅客家人出面，比出差新區嘅台灣，有請福音馬薩，愛到好客嘅客人得到歡喜鼓舞，上嘅聖潔，本人面上洋溢出笑容，愛嘅人們人付託嘅教理，付出你過度將滿祝福嘅嘢啦。大約400年前，客家人離開中國，移居台灣福爾馬薩，並主要在島上嘅山區建立客家社區，作為島上最大族群之一。佢哋在本地建係嘅硬撐又團結嘅群體。我哋客家人拼命在草區持吉持久，留對初發嘅感激之情。插入種族係台灣福爾馬薩客家人生活嘅核心，獨特嘅東方正音叉門社，歸功於最早從一種叉嘅愛到客家人，尤其在種嘅東方正音叉以其不俗嘅香氣流甘醇嘅口感，韓國本許多係極品叉。通路茶廠係觀光茶人。 遊客坐在前來品嘗東方醬煙茶，然其他方向嘅客家茶，一片眺望視覺頭淺幽嘅景色。我哋客家文化只有摘茶戲等藝術表達得到豐饒，其核心有搶煙難誤在摘茶採收時期，演唱歌曲祝福普信，一年一度嘅移民節，咪係我哋客家人當柔經嘅年節，聚在紀念我哋下生之家與拯救我哋社區嘅英雄。北妹通化寺藝術創年年在許多客家山派社區，繞開嘅優雅拍花嘅道路。我哋在創立台灣福爾馬沙嘅觀光之旅當歡喜，我哋客家人之基礎材料，課外靠近嘅觀眾，讓過去老兩萬祝福菩薩嘅教理，為你日常生活帶來智慧。
For decades, Supreme Master Ching Hai, vegan, has illuminated our world with her divine teachings. A fully enlightened master, she imparts the Kuan Yin method of meditation to those desiring to immediately discover the God nature within to achieve in one lifetime eternal liberation from the cycle of transmigration. The Kuan Yin method has been practiced by all enlightened masters, such as the worshipped world-honored one Shakyamuni Buddha, vegan, the worshipped Son of God, Jesus Christ, vegetarian, the venerated master and philosopher, Confucius, vegetarian, the venerated Lord Krishna, vegetarian, the venerated master and philosopher, Lao Tzu, vegan, the venerated Lord Mahavira, vegan, the beloved prophet, Muhammad, vegetarian, peace be upon him, Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji, vegetarian, and many more. Supreme Master Ching Hai, vegan, emphasizes that if we always remember God, render selfless service to others, and follow the laws of the universe, we will reach our highest potential as humans and truly understand our purpose on earth. An extraordinary living example of compassion, she lovingly and regularly sends material and financial assistance to refugees, the homeless, natural disaster victims, and others needing relief. Supreme Master Ching Hai, vegan, receives love and recognition from various organizations, media, governments, individuals, and many awards, such as the 2006 Gusi Peace Prize, considered the Nobel Peace Prize of the East, the World Spiritual Leadership Award in 1994, the Mahavir Award in 2008, February 22nd and October 25th, both proclaimed as the Supreme Master Ching Hai Day, an honorary citizen of the United States, etc., and has been honored throughout the years with numerous other awards and accolades for her outstanding philanthropic and humanitarian deeds. etc. We apologize for not being able to show many other awards and honors for lack of space and time. Supreme Master Ching Hai, Vegan, respectfully thank all special individuals, organizations, leaders, and governments for all your genuine, loving, ongoing support. May heaven bless you forevermore. We, the Supreme Master Ching Hai International Association members, are also sincerely grateful for your expressive kindness. Wishing you the best. A true voice for our beautiful animal friends, Supreme Master Ching Hai, Vegan, promotes the peaceful, loving, plant-based diet and envisions, with humanity's awakening to the sacredness of all life, a tranquil and glorious all-vegan world, where people of both animal and human kingdoms live in respectful harmony. Her initiatives included alternative living flyer distribution, the international vegan restaurants Loving Hut, vegan food companies, vegan fur products, Supreme Master Television, as well as writing and speaking to influential government and media leaders, participating in televised conferences on climate change, etc. Whether we're aware of it or not, her efforts have had an enormous influence on global awareness of the animal people-friendly lifestyle and how this benevolent way can bring lasting peace among nations while saving our planet from climate change and disasters. Supreme Master Ching Hai, Vegan, has traveled worldwide and held discourses with the public and her disciples on a variety of spiritual topics. We now invite you to watch the first part of Supreme Master Ching Hai's message entitled Knowing Which is the Real Master, Monk or Priest, Part 1 of 10, on Between Master and Disciples, given in English on July 31st, 2024.
Hi there, beautiful children of God, descendants of the Buddhas and Christ. I really wanted to talk to you some days ago, but I've been too busy. So today, I just cut my work in half and we'll make it up tomorrow. There's nothing too urgent today, so I can talk to you, so that you know that I'm still here, alive. One never knows for how long, eh? Yes. Treasure your life and your time on earth so that you can have enough opportunity to practice, to elevate yourself and those around you spiritually, and many other aspects such as virtues, morals, wisdom. Yes, that's what you can bring to those you love and those fortunate to be around you. They're high-level spiritual practitioners. And if you are still low-level, don't worry, you will get there. If you're sincere. Where there is a will, there's always a way. Just sometimes our body doesn't listen to our will. Try to teach it what to do. Now it's summer, or when it's too hot, you could put a little bowl of cold water or with some ice in it, if you have ice, and put a towel in it, whenever you feel too hot. Even if you're already not covered by some cloth, if you live alone, like I do, you can do anything you want, actually. And if it's too hot, you can leave the window open And if you worry about ghosts and stuff, if you're a good practitioner, you shouldn't be worried. But you could turn on the light in the garden. So around your house would be lighted. Most ghosts worry about the light if they're outside your house. Never mind. There are ghosts also next to you or near you or next to your house. These are invisible things. Sometimes space doesn't matter to them. But we can take refuge in the heavenly method of the light without light and sound without sound. You know that, and you'll be safe. Leave the Supreme Master TV on in the background so you feel safer. Yes, actually, I believe that all of you feel safe and well, just like the way I did when I was younger. With the light and sound method, you should never worry about anything. When I was a little younger, sometimes I saw white figures around, almost transparent, but I never felt afraid at all. Yes. And after I became more enlightened than usual, I walked anywhere alone, even in the dark, like in the Himalayas. I never had a flashlight or anything like that. Couldn't afford then. And in the Himalayan mountains and forests, in the evening, it gets dark very fast. Well, when I was there, it was dark very fast. Sometimes I went to the library to borrow some books or read something there. And then even when they close and I have to go home, it was a long way to walk. You don't have buses and taxis the way you do in the cities. Over there, you walk, and even if you want a horse carriage or a horse person, you have to go to a village, bigger village downtown, in order to order it or to rent one. I live in the forest in mud house. Most of the time, it was like that. And at night, when I went home, I just went. It was all dark. It's darker than in the cities. Somehow, even if you don't live within the cities, you live near the city, the light from the city also can help you to see a little bit of the path. But in the Himalayas, the forest, it's all dark, dark. Up to now, when I remember, I wonder how I got home. But this was how I lived before. I never felt afraid of anything. I never knew what it meant to be afraid. When I was a kid, yes, for a little while, because people always tell you ghost stories, tiger stories, witches stories, and scare the kids. So when I was going home, I was kind of scared, but just temporarily, very quickly went by, just as you age. When you're young, the time passes so fast. But in the Himalayas, you have nothing like that. In the jungle, especially not. But I wonder how I got home. I just walked home. It seemed like my feet knew where to go. Just now I thought about it. I thought I must have been like a silly or crazy woman. I went to find God. I thought I would find it in India, in the Himalayas. I never prepared myself. I didn't even have a tent. I had just an umbrella, and I didn't have a lot of money at all. I had to stretch it. So if I didn't have a room somewhere in the Himalayas, I just have to sleep under the umbrella. At least the head didn't get wet. And that's important. Those days, I didn't know what fear meant. And nowadays, living within the so-called civilization, you can feel fearful of people, of anything that could happen to you in the civilized society. In the Himalayas, you live in a mud house alone or with just a couple of people. And if you went out somewhere, if you want to go home, you have to pass through forests, mountains, and rivers. And I did all that alone. Now, thinking about that, oh, I'm not sure if I can do it again. I was younger, and I love that word so much. that free world, that fearless world, which I lost. I lost so many things, including that. But that kind of world is one of the most precious worlds to me. I didn't know that knowing so many people could give you so much more luggage than when you are alone, even though you don't carry any of their baggage. Nobody can see that. But it's more burdensome than when you live alone, almost like penniless. You have to count a penny every day. You can't spend more than how much you've already designed to spend. At that time, I really didn't have a lot of money, and I never wanted to ask my ex-husband for money for the Himalayan trip. So if I have money, I spend. If I didn't have, I said I had to go. But because I live so frugally, some chapatis, self-made, in front of the mud house with some dry wood in the forest, then you can last a long time with very little money. In India, it's much cheaper than in other countries. And if you are in the mountainous area like Himalayas, it's even more reasonable. But if you go deeper into the Himalayas, it could be more troublesome because up there you have no restaurants and no food. Nothing is available. Even now and then you're lucky to find someone on the street, just in the middle of the forest street. If the forest has a street, maybe there's a young man with a metal container with some wheat flour in it. And then you can have maybe one chapati only, if you're lucky, if you came early. If you come later, all the pilgrims will be almost like jumping on his stove and asking for food. Then in no time, that little metal container of his will be gone. Everybody has to go. He also. In those forest paths, sometimes you see no one. Rarely, now and then, you might be lucky to chance upon a monk, some elderly monk, and he has only a plastic sheet on top of his head, built from some branches of trees nearby by some of his devotees or maybe himself. And then under that piece of plastic, there is a little stove, and the coals should be hot and burn all the time, even though covered under the ashes, because he would never have the chance to make fire again if that fire went out, if the coals went out, because nobody would go there and give him. There's no one around him for miles on end. That kind of path is only visible in the real summer, after some snow has run away deep into the Ganges River, somewhere nearby. Then you can walk on it. This is only for pilgrimage. Nobody ever walks those paths. Some are very remote and very dangerous as well. And the monk, I think he only stayed there temporarily because the pilgrims come and go. That maybe would help him also to survive sometimes until he goes further up into the Gamok or somewhere higher up in the Himalayas where no one, no soul ever visits. Those times I treasure so much, like the best time of my life.
Supreme Master Ching Hai, vegan, is a world-renowned spiritual teacher, humanitarian, and artist. To learn more about her compassionate life and teachings, please visit suprememastertv.com/master.
Peace is happening around our world.
Peace News number 29 of many and counting.
There are many countries promoting peace and fostering amity among peoples and governments. Etc.
October 2023, Iran and Sudan agreed to re-establish relations after a 7-year gap, with embassies planned to be opened in both nations. By creating peace, we all can make a loving, serene, and prosperous world.
Vegan, the angels dance around you.
Wise viewers, we thank you for your company for today's episode entitled Knowing Which is the Real Master, Monk, or Priest, Part 1 of 10, on Between Master and Disciples. Coming up next is selections from the Gnostic Nag Hammadi Library, The Secret Book of James, Be Saved, Part 1 of 3, on Words of Wisdom. Right after noteworthy news, please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television for more constructive programming. May the saints and sages elevate you on your spiritual journey.
Being vegan, having peace, heaven, Godspeed.